Hello everyone, welcome back to another lecture of this course. In this lecture, we will discuss junction field effect transistor or JFET in short. These are the contents of this lecture: field effect transistor or FET, comparison between BJT and FET, junction field effect transistor or JFET, operation of JFET, drain characteristic of JFET, transfer characteristic of JFET. We will discuss all these topics one by one and in detail. Field effect transistor. In last class, we have discussed bipolar junction transistor. Bipolar junction transistors or BJTs are the current control devices, and these are bipolar in nature. It means it consists both types of charge carriers, electrons and holes. So in electronics, there is another type of transistor which consists only one type of charge carrier, either it is electron or hole. Such type of devices are called unipolar devices or FETs because the operation of FET depends on the applied voltage. FETs are voltage control devices. The overall operation of the FETs are controlled by the voltage. The input voltage creates electric field which is responsible for the flow of the charge carrier. That's why this type of devices are called field effect transistor or FET. The concept of FET was patented in 1926 first time by Julius Edgar Lilienfeld. There are three types of terminals in FETs, and the names of these three terminals are source, gate and drain. FETs can be used for switching as well as amplification purpose. And there are two broad categories of FETs, and these are junction field effect transistor or JFET, and second one is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor or MOSFET. Comparison between BJT and FET. BJTs are bipolar devices. It means it consists both types of charge carriers, electrons and holes, while FETs are unipolar devices. It means it consists only one type of charge carrier. BJTs are current control devices. It means the output current is depends on the input current, while FETs are voltage control devices. It means output current is depends on the input voltage. Both are three terminal devices, and three terminals in BJT are emitter, base and collector, while three terminals in FETs are source, drain and gate. In case of BJT, the base current is not zero. It means it has input impedance having the value of low, while gate current is zero in case of FET. It means it has large input impedance. The power consumption is large in case of BJT, while power consumption is low in case of FET. So FETs can be used for low power designing. The output impedance is high in case of BJT, while output impedance is low in case of FET as compared to BJT. The temperature stability is less. If there is any change in the temperature, then BJTs are more affected as compared to FET. It means the temperature stability is more in case of FET. The area requirement is large in case of BJT, while FETs are small in size. It means it requires less area as compared to BJT. Noise level is high in case of BJT, while noise level is zero in case of FET. In case of BJT, the output current, that is IC, is the function of input current, that is IV. This relation is for common emitter configuration, which is widely used for the amplification purpose. While in case of FET, the output current, that is ID current, is the function of input voltage. And input voltage is BGS voltage, that is gate to source voltage in case of common source configuration of FET. BJT is used for linear amplifier because output current is related to linearly with the input current, while FET is used for nonlinear amplifier because here output current depends on the square of the input voltage. That's why FET amplifiers are nonlinear amplifiers. Junction field effect transistor or JFET. So it is called junction field effect transistor because here junctions are formed between the gate terminal and substrate regions. So depending on the substrate material, there are two types of JFETs. One is N-channel JFET, second one is P-channel JFET. In case of N-channel JFET, the substrate material is N-type material, while in case of P-channel JFET, the substrate material is P-type material. The structure of N-channel JFET is given here. 3 terminals, drain, gate and source. Gate is connected with the P-type material here and both are internally connected to provide a common gate terminal. Drain terminal is connected at the one end and the second end of this substrate material source terminal is connected. Similarly here for P-channel JFET, in case of P-channel JFET, there are two N-type materials where gate terminal is provided and gate terminal is internally connected with the both N-type materials. The logical symbol for N-channel JFET is given here. 3 terminals, drain, gate and source. And at gate terminal, one arrow is here. This arrow is showing the direction of conventional current. And the direction of conventional current is always from P to N type material. So in case of N-channel JFET, gate terminal is connected with P-type material. It means direction of conventional current is P to N, like this. That's why the arrow is given here. Similarly here, that is the logical symbol for P-channel JFET. 3 terminals, drain, gate and source, and one arrow simply showing the direction of conventional current. And here in case of P-channel JFET, gate terminal is connected with the N-type material. That's why the arrow is showing the direction of conventional current or the direction of holes. The operation of JFET. The structure of N-channel JFET is given here. So the operation of JFET depends on the voltage across drain to source terminal and voltage across gate to source terminal. So power supply is required to turn on the JFET. And BGS is nothing, it is the input voltage. And this input voltage controls the movement of charge carrier. So initially, when we are not applying BGS voltage here, we are simply applying power supply here. It means charge carriers starts to flow in the channel region. And there is a current, and this current is called drain current. So drain current is nothing, it is the current between drain to source terminal. Sometimes it may be called IDS current. So source terminal is connected to ground. That's why we are simply replacing IDS as ID. So JFETs are normally on devices. It means when we applied power supply, then current conduction is there between the drain and source terminal without applying any input voltage or BGS voltage here. By applying BGS voltage and depending on the polarity of the VGS voltage, the current conduction is controlled in the channel region. So here we are simply showing a channel region having uniform resistance values. Power supply is applied between the drain and source terminal. So maximum power supply is felt at the drain side while minimum power supply feels at the source side because source is connected to the ground terminal. So in this case, the total resistance value between the drain and source terminal is 4R because all the resistance values are connected in series. So when power supply is maximum at this point, then here voltage drop across this resistance is there. So power supply is reduced by the voltage drop of this resistance value. And here the power supply is further reduced because two resistance values are connected in series. Similarly here we find 0 voltage or it is equivalent to ground. In this case, when VGS is positive, it means P side is connected to positive terminal of this VGS voltage or PN junction. This PN junction and this PN junction both are in forward bias. It means there is a depletion region and the width of depletion region is very narrow. In case of forward bias of PN junction, it means current conduction is there without any hurdle. So in case of JFET, when VGS voltage is in positive, even 0, then there is no effect on the drain current in case of N-channel JFET because both PN junctions are operating in forward bias. So current conduction is stopped or maybe lower down when depletion region width between the PN junctions are increasing. So increase in the depletion region width decreases the value of drain current. That is the theory of this JFET. So depletion region width is increases by applying a VGS voltage in such a way that this PN junction must operate in reverse wise. So in case of N-channel JFET, we are applying reverse wise VGS voltage or it is simply showing negative terminal of this input voltage is connected to P side. That's why it creates depletion region between PN junction diode, both sides. And the width of PN junction diode are large. So by increasing VGS voltage in reverse wise, the width of the depletion region are increasing. And here we are simply showing the nature of depletion region width. Depletion width is large here and it is less here or less at the source side. So depletion region width depends on the applied BGS voltage and applied power supply voltage. Due to application of power supply voltage, the width of depletion region across the PN junction are large close to drain terminal and less close to source terminal. Because here source is connected to ground and BDS is here less because resistive path which is created in the channel region. So when we are increasing the value of BGS voltage, the width of depletion regions are also increasing and it affects drain current which is flowing between drain and source terminal. BGS voltage is like in such a way that both the depletion width are touching to each other. then it is called pinch off condition. And at this pinch off condition, the voltage is called pinch off voltage. So at pinch off voltage, the JFET starts to conduct in saturation mode, or it can be used as an amplifier. So after pinch off voltage, its behavior or its characteristic is suitable for operating this JFET as an amplifier. So in case of pinch off voltage or pinch off condition, ideally ID current must be 0, but it is not 0, because when both depletion region widths are touching to each other, it means there is a voltage difference, and this voltage difference decreases the width of the depletion region. It means current conduction is saturated here. Lower pinch off voltage occurs if BGS is negative. So in saturation region, the current is saturated, or it is going to be saturated or constant. And the maximum value of this current is called saturated drain current, or IDSS. So in saturation region, ID is equal to IDSS. So drain current is equal to saturated drain current. IDSS is nothing, it is constant value of the maximum ID current. So different voltage levels in the channel region causes constant IDSS in saturation region. And the behavior of the JFET is following the Shockley equation, which is nothing, it is the relation between drain current and input voltage. So ID equal to IDSS 1 minus BGS upon BP square. So ID is drain current, IDSS is saturated drain current, BGS is input voltage, BP is pinch off voltage. So BP is nothing, it is the VDD voltage or power supply voltage when pinch off condition is occurred. Drain characteristic of JFET. So drain characteristic is sometimes called output characteristic, and it is the curve between ID and VDS for constant VGS voltage. So output characteristic is given here for JFET. It is for N channel JFET. So when we are increasing the value of VDS, then current is increases linearly. That's why this region is called linear region or ohmic region, or simply following the Ohm's law. It means when voltage is increasing, current also increases. So at certain point, when VDS equal to VP or pinch off point, then saturation condition is started. So that is the point or condition when current is going to be saturated. So after this region or condition, JFET enters in saturation or pinch off or active region. So FET can be utilized as an amplifier in saturation region. So characteristics are given for different values of VGS. So VGS is 0, then characteristic is given here, current is saturated in saturation region, and maximum current in saturation region is called IDSS. When we are increasing the value of VGS in reverse wise, it means depletion region width is increasing across the PN junction, and it reduces the amount of drain current which is flowing between the drain and source terminal. It means maximum saturated current is decreases here, and in case of BGS equal to -1, IDSS is here. It means it is less than as compared to IDSS when VGS equal to 0. When VGS equal to VP, in this case, the drain current is approximately equal to 0. So that is the condition for cutoff region. So JFET can operate in cutoff region and ohmic region for the switching purpose, and it must be operate in saturation region for operating JFET as an amplifier. Transfer characteristic of JFET. Transfer characteristic is also called input characteristic, and it is the curve between ID and VGS for constant BDS. So transfer characteristic can be obtained by using output characteristic of JFET. So output characteristic of JFET is plotted here, and from this output characteristic we can plot transfer characteristic of JFET because it is the curve between ID and VGS for constant VDS voltage. So drain current ID on the vertical axis and VGS voltage it is in reverse wise in case of N channel JFET, and VGS is positive in case of P channel JFET. So here we are discussing N channel JFET only. That's why we are showing the characteristics for N channel JFET. So here VGS we are taking -1, -2, -3, -4 because here output characteristic is plotted here by taking VGS -1, -2, -3, -4. So when VGS is 0, maximum drain current is IDSS here. When VGS is -1, it means VGS is -1. So maximum IDSS is here. It is simply following the IDSS. When VGS equal to -2, then IDSS is here. It means when VGS is -2, the IDS is plotted here. Similarly, for VGS equal to -4. So when VGS equal to VP or input voltage equal to pinch off voltage, in this case current conduction is 0. So it may be on horizontal axis. So by joining these points we can obtain transfer characteristic for N channel JFET.